So there's a group of us from the Wireless Broadband Alliance that got together with the GSMA, and we said, hey, let's go ahead and change things a little bit and really make PassPoint work everywhere. So we were able to meet with the city, and you'll notice that the city, around the city, you can use PassPoint, the airport, as you've talked about, and then of course here at the FIRA. And we're getting connections now through all of those automatically using PassPoint, so it's a great experience. So a lot of new happenings happening with everybody getting connected. As you can see behind me, there's a lot of deployments happening with different operators getting involved, as well as more devices and more usages requiring that usage of Wi-Fi. So we'll continue to see that grow for us. And then in addition to that, we're looking towards more spectrum being allocated and released to be able to start deploying that on both our DAS systems as well as our small cell systems. Whether it's CBRS or some of the other new frequencies that are coming available. Yeah, I think one of the great things that's happening is our industry's making some changes. So we have licensed spectrum, we have unlicensed spectrum, and we're adding now a shared spectrum. And it's a model that allows us to take advantage of everything that's great and licensed and everything that's great and unlicensed, and really combine it together to bring better coverage for the venue. And so that's what the panel was about what's the advantages of shared spectrum and how do we see it happening. And I had a chance to work with you guys and talk about that. It was a lot of fun. I think that there's going to be a happy medium that's going to come out. I think that the reality of 70,000 plus census tracts locations probably doesn't make sense in certain markets or in certain areas, as well as the PEA areas where they're too small for large areas like Los Angeles, where I'm from. It's the whole area, the county of Los Angeles is a PEA, and so you're going to have to split that up. So there's going to have to be some kind of a compromise done there, and I think the FCC is smart enough. I think that they'll recognize that, and there'll be some compromises made. Definitely. I mean, one of the great things about the CBRS and what we're trying to do there is there's 3 tiers, right? So you have the priority access licenses, which you can buy, the carriers can buy, and then there's the GAA, so the general access licenses. And with the GAA, an enterprise can get involved, or Boingo get involved, or a lot of different opportunities for deploying LT in the future, just like you have today with Wi-Fi. Both CBRS and Multifier need handsets, right? So you need devices to be able to connect. And so the path forward right now with the 1.1 spec is an IoT path, because that's where we see devices becoming available sooner. And when you start thinking about some of the studies that we've shared, like the Harbor research that was done, where you're actually looking and trying to figure out how do you secure and provide a good connection for being able at the ports and all the different transactions and things that happen at the port which you want to secure. It's a great use case, and that's what Multifier 1.1 spec was focused on, was bringing that use case out. And so I think what you're going to see is a movement in the harbors or in our ports to be able to develop user-end devices or devices that allow you to keep track of containers or other materials that are coming into the harbors. And that's going to be probably one of the first use cases. And then other use cases, of course, fixed wireless. And then eventually the handsets will come, and it'll be a part of the handset as well.